Namaste, everybody, and happy Tuesday. I know it's been a minute since I've been on here. I've been extremely busy with all good stuff. Um, there's been a lot coming up in the field this week, especially the universal field, not just this week, but the past, really want to say kind of 2 to 3 weeks. That last night, as I went to sleep, all I could hear were my guides coming to me with all of this information, everything that's going on, everything people are moving through. And I was like, okay, I get it. I'll get up, I'll make a video, we'll make a video. So here I am. There's a couple of things that hit me really hard. Number one, with everything that's going on in the universal field, but number two, also, I really kept hearing the law of detachment, the law of detachment, the law of detachment. And I did want to touch on that because I'm sure many of you can remember when The Secret first came out. What was it, like 20 years ago now? I know for the millennials, you're probably like, The Secret? What is that? But when it first came out and Rhonda Byrne had made this documentary, it was really kind of talking about the law of attraction in a way that people had never really heard it before. And for those of us that have been around for a minute, we'd heard about the law of attraction and kind of were aware of what that was. But I think what The Secret did in a really good way was really simplify it and kind of put that out there that people started to be like, oh, start to recognize, well, wait a minute, I'm a co-creator in everything that happens to me. So it did put terminology, I think, out there that people could try and really understand. So then they could be like, okay, I see, now I see, now I see. Now it's interesting because when that first came out, from my perspective, it was very much focused on like materialism and gaining material like assets, like focus on the house, what kind of car do you want, what kind of this and that. And it was all of this like outside stuff, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, with the kind of emergence of that, and in America we do, and I know the rest of the world has kind of taken this on too, but we live in a show me world, a show me world. And when you've lived in Los Angeles for as long as I have, you see that. You see that everything's about what car you drive and where you live and the house you live in. And it's terrible that that's how far we've kind of gone from who we authentically are into this world of materialism. And there was a running joke for a very long time in LA about men that went to bars, and when they met a girl, the first question they would ask the man was, what do you drive? And it's kind of funny because it's kind of true that a lot of people care more about the car that that person drives than who they actually are on the inside. So, keeping all of that in mind, I feel like the launch of The Secret did a couple of things. It did obviously awaken us to the law of attraction, but in the same regard, it made it about attachments, like about materialistic things. And then moving into the time that we're moving into, and with everything going on the field, of course, the launch of social media has not necessarily helped with that because there's so many people now on social media that are there for, I don't want to say the gains of it, but the material aspects of that. How many followers do you have? How many sponsors do you have? And all of that, which still puts you outside of yourself. So, and all of this matters because the law of detachment is you detaching from things that give you a sense of false happiness. The biggest ingredient for me that was missing with The Secret and with all of this stuff with the law of attraction was, what if you wake up one day and you're miserable? What if you wake up one day and you're mourning the loss of somebody? What if you wake up one day and realize that you have nothing inside, you feel nothing inside? So what do those people do? Those people just have to get, now I just have to know that if I focus on getting a house, I can get a house, but I feel like crap inside. So it's missing the main ingredient. And what is the main ingredient? That's what's going on inside. It's what's going on inside of ourselves. Wayne Dyer always used to say, take something you love the most, something that means the most to you, could be grandmother's heirloom or something, and give it away to a total stranger. That's what he used to say. Because the law of detachment is detaching from things that you've put your insides outside onto. So you've made something the reason for your happiness. There's nothing in the world outside of you that will make you happy. I promise you, nothing. There's also no person in the world that will make you happy. It is an inside job. All of it is an inside job. And so the biggest thing, of course, does the law of attraction exist? Of course it does. So does the law of gravity. There's a lot of laws. Does that mean you have to drive yourself crazy? Keep monitoring every day. Well, what am I thinking? How do I feel today? I just got to make myself feel better. It's a balancing act. Everything in life is a balancing act. And right now you're in a body. So there's going to be days where you wake up and you're not going to feel your best. And what do we do in those days? We get outside, we go into nature, we get to the beach, we go in the water, we put our feet in the sand, we go into the forest, we touch the trees, we breathe in the oxygen, and we return to who we are. Edgar Casey was once asked by a person who was so stressed out by work. He was working in his office and he went to the sleeping prophet, as he was called, and he said, how do I de-stress? I'm so overwhelmed. And Casey responded in his trance-like state and said, get out of the office. And the guy was like, yes, it's that simple. Get out of the office. So if you wake up and you're not feeling good or you're going through anything, please don't stress yourself out thinking, oh my God, I have to be happy immediately. You can't jump from 0 to 100. It's not possible. It's literally not possible. You cannot give a newborn baby a 3-course meal. It is not possible. You're going to damage that newborn. Everything is in stages. So the law of detachment is saying, okay, it's realizing that outside things are not going to give you happiness. You will eventually get to the place where you can stand in things of beauty and you will already feel that happiness. And I'm telling you from someone who was living in the fires of hell after Isabella's death, who stood in that place where I was like, I literally did not think I would ever be happy again. There's no way. I was like, how can you be happy after your child dies? That's literally not possible. Bet you can get there because I did. You can get there. And trust me, there's nothing outside of myself that makes me happy. It had to be me. It had to be me. And I have learned along this way to detach from everything and anything that I thought would give me happiness. Because guess what? After Isabella's death, it didn't work. Everything that I used to think brought me happiness after her death did not. There was nothing that brought me happiness after that. And I realized it had to be me. It had to be me. And when you start to walk that path, really truly walking that path of the alchemist, of the hero's journey, because in your story you are the hero. There's no one that can save you. There's no one person. I don't care if someone comes to you and says, I'm going to tell you all of my all of the secrets of how to be this and how to be that. There's no one that can do that for you. It's going to be you, and it's going to be a journey, and it's going to be one day at a time, and you cannot go hard on yourself. But if you feel that you are attached to things and these things are giving you happiness, then you should give them away. You should give them away. When my dad passed away, my dad was an avid golfer, loved golfing. Of course, we come from Edinburgh. And he had this golf jumper that had his name engraved on it, and it was from his golf club, embroidered. And sorry, mom, sorry for anyone that sees this. I gave it away. I gave it away. I do know the person I gave it to, but I also knew that I was never going to see them again. And our lives were very different, but someone that's still dear to me to this day. And it's a male, but I was like, and I also heard my dad being like, give it away, give it away, give it away. Because my dad's not that, he's not that jumper. He's not that sweater. He's still alive and he's in spirit, and we still have conversations to this day, but I knew to give it away because me attaching to something is a false sense of happiness. It was the same with Isabella. For a long time, I couldn't get rid of any of her stuff, her baby crib, her clothes, nothing. I couldn't, because to me, it was like getting rid of her. And I've come to learn that there's no such thing. So the law of detachment is detaching yourself from things that that you feel bring you happiness. I know it's hard. It's hard. I know you're hearing this right now saying there's things I can't part with. You never see a hearse with a U-Haul behind it. You will never take anything with you. You will never. And there's nothing outside of you that will bring you happiness until you find that within yourself. So here's a few tools that worked for me that I can offer to you. When you feel like crap, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just feel it. It's okay. Get a journal, get a pen, and write in it. Today, I feel like this. But then you got to get out. You got to go for a walk. You got to do something that will switch that. You have to do something that will switch it. If you lie there and wallow in it, I promise you, you will sink. You will sink. And you won't feel like getting up, but make yourself do it. Just get up, go for a walk, go to the beach, go to the forest, go to nature. Nature is so healing, I promise you, because you came from nature. You will return to nature, and it's ultimately who you are. Get outside of yourself. Get outside of yourself. Do things that will make you laugh, even if you don't feel like it. Do things that will make you laugh. If you go to a comedy show, if you go see a friend who's funny, do things that make you laugh. I will also say one of the biggest things that we are missing in society today is the tribal care, community care. It is so important. If you have a friend that is suffering, it doesn't matter what that is, go to them, go to them, bang their door down, get them out. We need tribal care again. This was my whole purpose in starting the higher realm a few years ago. I was like, where's community gone? Where's the support system gone? Go to your friend, get them out of the house, make them do things. That's what I needed after Isabella died. And trust me, 50% of them fell away because they were like, oh, I can't, a dead baby, I can't handle that. But that's their own journey. And then had other people, surprising people that stepped in and were like, okay, we're going to get you out of the house. We're going to help you do this. We're going to bring you food. Da 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 da. Be a tribe again. Care for your friends. Check in on your friends. Get outside of yourself. Another tool that helps is being of support for others, doing things for others. Get rid of if you have any self absorbed tendencies, get rid of it. I'm telling you, it's not going to serve you in this life. Go be of service, volunteer somewhere, volunteer at a homeless shelter or a food bank. Go be of service. I promise you, it will actually make you feel better. The law of detachment is detaching from things outside of yourself that are never going to bring you ultimate happiness. They might give you a temporary relief. It's not to say that living in a beautiful house isn't a great thing, but I'm telling you, I have a lot of friends that live in beautiful houses that are as miserable as can be. It's a false sense of happiness. You should take something today and you should give it away. It could be something that doesn't even mean that much to you. You'll feel lighter and you will feel better. And don't rely on outside things. But when you go outside of yourself, meaning into nature, you will ultimately come back inside. And the hero's journey, the walk of the alchemist, the law of detachment, all of it starts with the inside. Be of service, support your friends. And if you right now have a friend in need, go to them, get them out of the house, make them do something. That's what we are here for. We are one unified, collected consciousness, one universal field, and we are meant to support one another, to help one another, and to be in love, meaning love your fellow neighbor as you would love yourself. It starts with self, and you've got it. You've always had it. I love you, and you've got this. Namaste.